What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Web4 Roundtable. Looks like the spaces crashed or something, so I think we're just going to keep it to the live stream. It looks like my computer is trying to update right now. I know, perfect timing. I can still run things from my phone. I'm trying to get my computer up as soon as possible here. I do want to show you guys some charts. Unfortunately, I cannot share my screen on my mobile, so I'm definitely looking forward to doing that once I get my computer up. I literally just turned it on maybe 10 minutes ago, and it's been trying to run an update for some reason. So definitely going to get that sorted here. Hopefully during the show, of course, perfect timing as usual. I see Yam TA has welcomed us. This is our guest speaker here today. I'm really excited to talk technical analysis. Feel free to support the show. Best way to support the show is to like. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave a like, comment. If you're on X here, feel free to like and retweet. All that good stuff. Today's show is sponsored by at Gilmore_Estates. Go check out what they're doing, tokenizing real estate here on Hedera. Super bullish, super excited to see more of what they're doing. You can see the banner rotating below. Make sure to go shoot them a follow. And again, massive shout out to them for all their support of our show here today. Yam, I hope you're doing well here today. You're more than welcome to share your screen as well. I'm very excited to have you on our show today. How are you doing today?
Yo, Apex, man, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome, brother. I know it's quite late for you. Do you mind letting everyone listening here let them know how late it is and just showing your dedication
Hey, yeah,
with the show
so
here today?
in the UK, it's not that late. I just do stuff around this time.
Yeah.
So it's 10 p.m. over here, or 10 past 10, and I think I've joined previously when I'm sorry to bring up the HBAR Foundation stuff was going on. I was in your Twitter AMAs, if that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Back then, and that was at like 1 a.m. I remember sitting.
Wow.
I remember you asked me to speak. Like I put my hand up and I joined. It was at 2 in the morning.
Oh man.
I live with my parents, so I was trying to keep my voice down. But I think I did ramble on that for a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But I think I've changed my Twitter name from then. It would have been something to do with Yam though. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I was on the Spaces back in the day. I will just say real quick, the hard work that you do does not go unnoticed. I can promise you that, man. I see here every single day or every other day. Yeah, I really appreciate the hard work, and I put money on the fact that the HBAR Foundation, the HBAR people that invest in HBAR, the HBAR community, I can put money on them also being very grateful for the work that you do. So I just want to say thank you to that before we do get into anything.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, I really appreciate the kind words. It goes a long way, and yeah, a lot of you guys encourage me in the DMs. Yeah, and I very much appreciate it. It definitely helps. It goes a long way as well. It helps me continue doing them. Yeah, we're only doing Mondays and Wednesdays as of now until we really see the macro shift. And of course, this last week, it's one of the worst weeks I've seen on the macro. So we're definitely going to unpack some of that here today. And yeah, I mean, you've been here for some time. I do remember you coming up on the foundation space. Now that I think about it, and yeah, that space went on for like I think like 4 or 5 hours.
That was
Absolutely
like
insane.
every day. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. But I think a lot of it's been sorted. Obviously, there's still some more work to do. It looks like my computer just is up and running. So let me get into the studio here. Did you plan on? I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. Did you plan on sharing your screen at all, brother?
Yeah, I don't actually.
Awesome.
Although I am very young, I don't really know how to use. Do I just go present, share screen?
Yeah, it should be. And then I'm on mobile still, but give me 1 second. I'm trying to sign into my StreamYard here on desktop. So I'm about to pull it up here. And you don't have to show your face or anything if maybe you think that.
No, I haven't got a camera
Just
anyway.
yeah.
I'll just share my screen.
Awesome. Okay, give me
Right,
1 second
I
here.
should be doing it. Just let me know if it has worked.
Awesome. Let me check my screen. Okay, I do have it here. I'm just gonna enter on desktop because it's just easier on desktop. So give me 1 second here.
Take your time, man. No rush.
Actually, let me just add it now on mobile. All right, you guys should be able to see it here. Looks good here on my end. I'm just setting up on desktop now. All right, so what we're gonna do today, as I said in the okay, I think we're good to go on the audio. it was double committing there. I had to remove the other one off stage. But yeah, as I said on the marketing here, I basically talked about how we're going to talk about some macro aspects, and Yam has a lot more insights than I do on certain parts of the technical analysis. So we do want to start just kind of breaking down further what's going on in the market. Of course, we'll focus more on Bitcoin than pretty much anything, because that's really what's going to kind of guide and what's been preceding the market, if you will. So
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I'll jump in at various points, but you're more than welcome to take it away as we agreed on, brother. Feel free to
Yeah,
jump in.
jump in whenever you want, because
Yeah,
I ramble. That's my problem. I can
no, I'll
talk for
jump in for
days.
sure. Yeah, go ahead,
Um,
bro.
yeah, so I've started this Twitter account very recently. It has been there, but I've just started posting on it very recently. Me and my partner Joey, we've been streaming most nights on Rumble. So I am still getting used to streaming. I'm still getting used to talking about charts. You could put a chart in front of me, and I can, in my mind, I can go through it. I'm sure it's the same with you,
Yeah.
Ipex.
Oh yeah.
Make me explain it, and it's a whole different world. So I'm still getting used to explaining what I see. But just a quick little backstory. I've been in crypto for, I'd say, what is it, like 2020, 2021? I got Solana at $70. That's all I know. And then it went up to whatever, and I didn't sell. But yeah,
Wow.
I've been in since then. I wouldn't say I was really in until about 2 years ago, and then every month it's just the work rate doubles. Yeah, so I'd say for the past year I've really been obsessed with it. I eat, sleep, breathe the market. So just a little backstory. I am relatively new to the market. I know some guys on Twitter have been here for like 7, 8 years. But yeah, this is just what I've learned from me being here. That's what I'm going to talk about today. As IPEC said, we are going to mainly focus on Bitcoin because that is obviously the only reason we are here right now. But I'm going to talk about as well as a lot of the things that does affect Bitcoin. So the indexes, the commodities, some currency pairs, and some stocks as well. I'll try to keep it as quick as possible, just so I don't take up too much time. But yeah, do you want me to get straight into it? Can you hear me properly? Is everything okay?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, take your time as well. No need to rush, and we have plenty of time. Whatever works for you. I know a lot of people in the ecosystem want to learn as much about TA. I feel like we don't have enough technical analysis content. I know a lot of technical analysis is just trying to figure out what's going on in the charts, but also
Yeah, yeah.
in some capacity, the charts don't lie. Men lie, women lie. The charts don't fully lie, so
Holy,
we gotta
bro,
definitely be
charts.
watching.
We live in a simulation with some of these charts. Some of these nights
Yeah,
we're sitting here at 2 in the morning. You're like,
yep,
there's no way this will happen. And then on that
yep,
day, something
yep,
happens, like some news, like, yo,
yep.
we must, someone's looking at my screen or something. Um, but yeah, definitely. One thing that I will say, I'm not a short time frame guy.
No, me
I
either.
don't trade. I think if you do it and you're good at it and you want to do it, don't give up. Keep trying, obviously. But for me personally, I think you get within crypto. I think you get lost in the noise.
Yeah,
Um, if you were sat here 6 months trading this range and struggling, um, it's going to be hard for you to realize what's going on until it's too late. Whereas if you just sit, you can look at the macro, you can look at everything else, and then bring it all together. You can build your own narrative. Is kind of the motto that we do on our streams. Because I think everyone's so quick to follow this influencer, everyone's so quick to follow that influencer, and I think certain influencers have their own strengths and their own weaknesses, and I think you should build your own narrative. So what do I think is going to happen in this amount of time? Is it going to be rate cuts? Are we going to get such and such? Is this going to happen? Build your own narrative and stick to your narrative until your narrative's broken, and keep updating your narrative. I think is the main goal. So what I've planned for today, not really knowing what you want me to go through, I've just kind of put our narrative together. The narrative that we go through on our streams, the narrative that I go through on Twitter. I mean X. I've kind of put it all together. So we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. I'm going to break down these Elliott waves, which I've got in front of you. I'm not really an Elliott wave trader. I think they're just very good in terms of sentiment and understanding where the sentiment is.
for sure.
I'm going to go through a BTC completed crashing structure. So the 2019 COVID, which is what I think the main thing I'm hearing at the moment. I'm going to break that down. I'm going to go through BTC compared to gold, both ways. So gold to BTC and BTC to gold. BTC dominance. I'm going to go through BTC. I've got it all written down. I'm sorry, I'm struggling through my handwriting. BTC compared to the final breakdown of DXY, and then the DXY itself. I'm going to go through some indexes, some altcoins. I reckon I'll be able to do it pretty quick. I know everyone is here for HBAR. I have got some HBAR in there. I've also got some HBAR ecosystem plays. So yeah, I am part of the ecosystem. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
I've been here, boys. I've been an
most
OG.
oh, for sure. For sure, brother. Yeah, a lot of what we will be focused on is Bitcoin because of how it's going to really affect HBAR at the end of the day. I've
Yeah,
been
of
trying to
course.
really just nail that in people's heads. Like, look, like I get it. A lot of people hate Bitcoin for various reasons, especially HBARians, but I'm not going to get into that personally. But yeah, I'm
Well,
happy to.
yeah, bit.
Yeah,
I remember coming into the streams or seeing some tweets from people in the ecosystem, and it's like HBAR's going down because of this and this. Brother, check every altcoin. HBAR's like performed better than most
exactly.
altcoins.
Yep. Yep.
Most altcoins are making new lows. You
Right.
know, we're comparing our coins.
Right.
It's self doubt. You're doubting yourself. You're
Yep.
doubting the fact that you
Yeah.
trusted yourself to invest in something good.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. It happens to everyone. It happens to me.
Yeah.
I'm a bro. Everyone. You'll be sat at 2 a.m. thinking, "What have I done?" Look at Solana. Look at the AI coins.
Yeah.
You need to understand the coins outperform Bitcoin before it expands. Will not be outperforming when Bitcoin does expand. You know, you're looking at coins like HBAR. They've been in an accumulation schematic for the past 2 years. You know, it doesn't get any juicier than that. These where the explosive breakouts come from when you have 2 years of people buying. And then the fun happens when Bitcoin expands. That's what it's all about. So when you hear people saying, "Oh, Solana's outperforming Ethereum," it may be at the moment, but just know because everyone's saying that, I'm sitting here saying he's going to outperform Solana, and that's just how these markets work. So yeah, first of all, don't beat yourself up. HBAR, just like any other coin, it'll have its moment because every coin does. And you're literally sitting on an asset that has, one coin builds a whole narrative just based on one news announcement or whatever. HBAR has a new news announcement every day that it can build a narrative on, and it's also got, in my opinion, a very clean chart. So yeah, we'll get on with it then. So are you still there, Ipex? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, brother, I
Everything
agree.
going
I
okay?
think you're dropping some absolute bangers, and as you said, Hedera has been consolidating. A lot of people are just kind of, I don't use the word ignorant, but because it's really like harsh, but just misinformed. Like the pure lack
Yeah,
of
of course,
education,
of course.
like education, just dedication to the space to learn. People would just say, hey, you basically cannot compare Hedera or almost anything to Solana at this point. Like Solana is the token that's outperformed, and as you said, AI tokens as well. So it's really tough when it's like, hey, it's easy to compare to Solana. It's like, no, like people are comparing Hedera to top 10 tokens. Like Hedera isn't a top 10 token at the moment, even if we like to think it is.
Yeah,
So when we compare it to price action and what's going on, liquidity and so on, it's really important to have a proper frame of where we're actually putting Hedera at the moment and be realistic about it as well. So let's get into some price action, some Elliott waves. I'll kick it back to you, brother.
yeah, cool. So going through this first, I just think it's a good place to start because this kind of rounds off my narrative as a whole. I pray we have one more leg up for Bitcoin, and that'll be your fifth wave. That's shown here. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, then you get a fifth wave. I've seen some other content creators talk about this, so I'm assuming people understand Elliott waves to a basic degree. How it's an impulsive move up, and they're followed by ABCs, which are corrective waves. But I'm not going to go through that. I'm just going through the sentiment of each one and how each one is accepted by traders, because I think that's where I get most of my value from when talking about Elliott waves. So first of all, anyone that was down here in these FTX days, I guarantee this will remind you of how bad it was. So wave before one is called the start. It's got extremely bad narrative, extremely bad charts. There's zero bullish macro events happening. Everything's crumbling. You've got the Luna crash, the FTX crash. And even myself, I was sat there saying, will crypto ever return? Like, I was thinking, okay, the suits are coming, we're getting regulation, all this kind of stuff's happening, and then out of nowhere, you go up for your first wave. Now, this is the first wave is called the rebound. So I remember when this wave happened, it was very, that's it, that's just a bear market rally. We're going straight back down from here, probably even lower. And the sentiment that comes with this is still really bad macro. There's nothing to be excited about. There's no chatter of anything coming. It's still bad, just like the start, but it's just the charts looking a little bit better. You're getting a rebound. So then you go to wave 2, which is bears, where like people that are bearish start to come back. We're going to this level. I think it's very commonly known that this stage of the market, everyone's calling for 12K, 12K this, we're going to 15K, we're making new lows. This is where you kind of either get like a sharp correction or a time capitulation. In this case, we got a time capitulation, which is the same amount of time that we're kind of in now. Peeps of optimism start to show. You do kind of get some macro stuff coming in that you can talk about, and it is getting a bit more exciting as we continue. So, some people here are turning, okay, well, we've got this happening, and some people are like, okay, we're very bearish. So it's like a complete crossroads of where you're going to put your money. So then you go to the wave 3. Wave 3 is the biggest wave. It's called the powerful wave. This is where so for example, on this one, we went from 24,000 to 74,000 in a year. Wave 3 is your strongest wave, as in it's your biggest mover. This wave is what I like to call a glimpse of euphoria. It's where you start to see breadth open up, economic data looks really good, and we get good narratives to fuel price. And the crazy price action on the third leg is what takes into a wave 4, which is what it's called surprising disappointment. So after wave 3, you've got all them bullish narratives, you've got all the good macros, we've got elections, we've got Trump saying such about crypto. Why are we not going up? We were at 74K 6 months ago. We've been here for 7 months now. We just keep going lower. Nothing's happening. Our altcoins are lower than when we bought them. And this is kind of, you don't get a wave 4 without a wave 3, because wave 3 is so extreme to one side. Wave 3 is so extreme to, we are never going back down again. We are in a bull market. ETFs this, ETFs that. We've got elections. And then you go to wave 4. We've been in here for 7 months now. We've got all these good narratives that are just being overlooked. And all these good narratives were happening in wave 3. But because we're now in wave 4 and we haven't moved, now everyone's all of a sudden, okay, there's war coming, recessions here, we're finished. And then you go to your wave 5. Your wave 5 is the most explosive wave. You'll move more than wave 3 in a shorter span of time. So it's this one, for example. So where it's 39,000 to 74,000, that's a nearly 100% move. I think it's like a 90% move in, I think it's 40 days, something, just over a month. That's what your kind of wave 5 looks like. So imagine this here. That's your wave 5. It's very quick, and it's over very quick as well. So it takes a month. Your alt markets, they'll last like a month. And then at the top, on the way up, you're climbing that wall of worry. Oh, we've got recessions coming. We've got this happening. And then once you get to the top, we're never going back down. That's it. BTC is here to stay. We are a global. We are a commodity. We've got it on the Fed balance sheet, everything. That's when it all pops off, and that's when people will start selling that understand the markets. So yeah, that's kind of a little breakdown of the sentiments of our late waves. And I think personally, it's very accurate. Just from how I was feeling, how I've been feeling in these times, these are very accurate. Down the lows down here, I actually was asking myself, okay, is this actually going to be over? We've got the suits coming in, FTX crashing. This was mad down here. I know these wave 2s, you go on social media, it was battles of bulls and bears. Are we going to 12K? Are we moving up? Wave 3, I definitely felt this one. With it being my first actual bull market, as in eat, sleep, breathe in the market, this was like, holy, we had every good narrative. We smashed through retracements on Bitcoin. I was sitting here like, holy, I'm about to retire real quick. Then wave 4 comes, and well, we're still in wave 4 now, and it's been about 7 months probably. So yeah, this one does really beat you up. But you know, if you stick around and you stay committed, you get that wave 5. It's very quick, and you've got to humble yourself when you are up there. You've got to make sure you sell. That's your only goal, is to sell. You don't want to be the guy holding the bag when it's in a distribution schematic, and then you have to wait another 2 years for another accumulation schematic. So yeah, it's just making sure you keep yourself humble up here and you keep yourself committed down here. That's the goal. That's what a bull market really is. That's what a whole cycle really is. Ipex, do you agree? The sentiments there.
Yeah, brother. I'm gonna jump in here. So I think a lot of people, or before I do that, because I like just jumping in, super straightforward. Yeah, I think a lot of people listening can find a lot of value out of these Elliott waves, and of course the sentiment. Pretty much, if you've been here since literally it's called the start down here at the bottom of the bear market in 2022 summer, going to 2023 summer. Man, I mean, all this is pretty spot on so far. So I'm curious what your thoughts are before I jump in here. So wave 5, right? I think a lot of people, and I've been talking about it on the show for a while now, a lot of people are going to underestimate how fast wave 5 actually happens, how fast you actually need to take profits at the Pico top, whatever the top is, for this bull run. So I'm really curious what your thoughts are, whether it happens maybe Q4. A lot of people are hoping it'll be a Q4 type of scenario. I've been saying if the technical analysis is showing the stochastic RSI cross down at any point soon, probably this month, we will actually get probably a drop below 53K. That really strong line right here, where it says wave 4. There's a support happening right there. I'm imagining it'll actually drop below that. Going into next summer, and then that'll be the next Pico top if we don't get a blow off top, this wave 5 that you're showing here. So those are the two scenarios. So, scenario 1, wave 5, blow off top right here really soon, and then the second scenario would be potentially dropping below that line near wave 4, going if we see a lot more weakness very soon, and going into next summer. So I'm curious what you think. A lot of people are kind of on edge waiting for this, and I've been waiting for it myself, just kind of trying to see what's really going on here for this wave 5, because when it does happen, everyone should be aware and should know, but it doesn't matter if you know. You have to be prepared mentally, and be willing to accept that whatever the top actually is, that's what the top is. What do you think, brother?
Yeah. So me personally, that second scenario, Apex, if that happens, mate, you'll be getting a knock on your door, buddy. Yeah, the first scenario, wave 5. Let's all hope and pray to the man upstairs that we can get a good wave 5 here. But yeah, when you were saying how quick it is, and people struggle to take profits. It's gonna be very quick. These come very quick. Your altcoins will be booming 1 month. The next month they will be slamming the floor. It happens very quick. You have to be very prepared. I think everyone should know in this market that the hard bit isn't looking at the charts. The hard bit isn't understanding it. The hard bit is waking up and giving it your all every day, no matter what the price is. Keeping yourself humble when it's high, keeping yourself dedicated when it's low. So I think wave 5, when it comes, you really have to keep your emotions in check. You've got to keep, your reality in check. I think it's very good being friends with people that aren't in crypto or don't understand crypto, because they haven't got a clue that your portfolios or whatever your portfolio is this or that. I think it's one thing that I will say, being on social media, you've seen all these people make $1 million, make 6 figures in a day, make 5 figures in an hour. What's most important is, if you can come out of this with profit, if you come out of this with £1,000 profit, $1,000 profit, if you can come out of this with $1,000 profit, you have beat the average. That's the most important thing. If you come out with any profit at all, you've beat the average. That's it. You've won. And you can redo it with more knowledge than you had before. So if you can make profit this time, you beat the average, and then you can buy back at the lows exactly like you were doing. And then the next one, you're set. You know what I mean? No matter if we go to summer, no matter what, just make sure you are here showing up every day, because you will learn so much every day. And the day you're not there, something will happen. and you got to play catch up. That's the one thing. So yeah, I do personally, based on what I'm seeing macro wise, based on what I'm seeing elsewhere in the other markets, I do think they're going to get this wave 5. In terms of time topping, I think that was your question based on scenarios. I think the whole goal is, it might be a cop out, but you'll agree with me 100%. I think the goal is just to take it day by day, take it week by week, get the information as it comes, look at the charts, and also don't have a bias, have a narrative. So I think it's going to be a wave 5, but if that wave 5, if I see someone that thinks that's not going to play out, then it's also okay. Maybe it's time to take some off the table. Maybe it's time to readjust the narrative. But yeah, in terms of time to top, I think we'll take it as it comes, day by day, news by news, data by data, whatever you want to say. But me personally, I'd say late Q4, early Q1 next year is my kind of goal in terms of Bitcoin. And then I think depends what the breadth is like. We could also, yeah, even so for altcoins, I still think early Q1. But yeah, my mate Joey, who I stream with, we both have narratives for like a later cycle, like yours is. Just like your normal cycle, you'll go till late 2025. Altcoins, one of them. But just my kind of understanding and what I see personally, I see this wave 5 coming pretty quick. If we get a new low, if we don't get a new low, it really doesn't bother me at all. As long as what I'm seeing macro wise is what I want to see, then Bitcoin price doesn't really affect me. So yeah, wave 5, I'd say, if I'm putting a date on it, I'd say Q4, Q1. That's what I kind of think.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much everything you're just showing right here is 100%, 1000% spot on to scenario 1 that I've been talking about back in February, March. If any of you guys have been listening that long, I said Q4 this year. That's wave 5. That's the end of the bull
did
run,
as well. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that as well. I'm open to it. I'm not against that. I mean, that's literally been my narrative, my thesis for a while now. And yeah, I mean, 30 to 60-day window for Bitcoin specifically. Of course, your altcoins will kind of trail after that. And then a lot of people are like, oh, NFTs will pump or whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, there's some volume and same thing with altcoins too. But mainly NFTs, for the people that are like really curious about the NFTs. Usually that happens, funny enough, in the bear market. If you like almost exactly where your cursor is, that's when we had the Hedera heat wave. So actually going into the next bear market is technically when NFTs have historically actually done their run. So I know a lot of people are kind of talking about different narratives, but if you haven't been here for a long time, I've literally been here. Do you mind moving your cursor past the start a little bit towards the bottom, right around there? Yeah, a little bit to the right. After the right about there is where I started in the market. So I got to see the bull run start. And then obviously I saw the bear market and then where we are currently. So it's been about a cycle and a half at this point, just kind of watching. Yeah, just watching and seeing what's going on. I've literally dedicated every day for the past like almost 5 years now, just studying, trying to figure out what's going on. So all the alpha, all the information I'm sharing with you guys, I'm assuming the same for Yam, TA as well here. We're giving it to you guys. We're trying to make sure we want to see people win. That's why I'm here.
That's the main thing.
You guys, I want to see you guys absolutely kill it this cycle. And a lot of people are going to be super, and I'm glad you mentioned this. Yeah, people are super emotional. The moment you feel FOMO and you're just aping into random stuff, like, yeah, you can do that. And ultimately that's gambling. But the moment you lose control of your emotions, it's going to be so easy to just jump from play to play. And then the moment you mess up something, you're going to start revenge trading. And then it just goes to zero from there. It's going to be so tough to keep your emotions in check. And you have to be able to be in the right alpha groups, the right communities. Because if you're doing this alone, it's going to be that much harder. And then as Yam also said, which I always talk about on the show, like if you're making any profit, like even if it's $1, £1, as he said, right? Like if you're making anything out of this market positive, you're actually beating like 90% of people or more. So if you're that few, like if you're literally that few, like most people, they want to share their trades and talk about when they make that one play or whatever. But they don't ever talk about when they lose like 90 something percent in a token, or go to
Yeah.
they get rug pulled, right? Like, so don't fall for all the people that are gonna take screenshots and saying their wins. Like, if anything, that's a red flag. To me, that's
Yeah,
a
if
red flag.
anything,
Don't
you should
even
be
buy it.
solid
Like,
right there.
that's when you
Yeah.
sell at that point. And of course, that sounds kind of contrary. Like, oh, well, it went up, so why wouldn't it go up more? That kind of mentality is how you get wrecked. And I
Yeah.
cannot stress that enough. Like, you have to keep your emotion. Like, if you didn't hear anything this whole show, Elliott waves, anything really, like, your emotions are going to be what makes you this cycle or absolutely breaks you this cycle. And I'm speaking from experience. My worst trades ever. My username is literally my at handle is iPix trades. Like, my literal worst trades were when I was FOMOing into random stuff, or things I thought were good, and I got absolutely wrecked. I bought the top. I was like, and I was speaking from experience. I don't want to
Happens
see
to the
you guys
best of
doing
us,
that.
mate. Happens to
Yep,
the best of us. Yeah,
yep.
I am
So,
also speaking from experience, but
yep.
I will hold my hands up. I have never FOMO'd into coins. I will hold my hands up.
Oh man. Yeah,
Never.
I mean, that it takes a great mind. Like, and then a lot of people, you have to train that though. Like, the moment I'm feeling that, are you done with the chart, or were you gonna continue? I'm gonna throw something up here as well.
Yeah, I'm finished now, so you can throw some
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to show. I always show this on here, give me 1 second to share my screen here. I always show this on our shows when we do talk technical analysis. So give me 1 second here to pull up the.
Have I got to take my screen down?
I got it. I have
You can
control
switch
in the
between.
back end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Give me 1 second here. Let me minimize the speaker section. I gotta edit the layout a little bit. So we can update. There you go. All right. So let me go to the fear and greed index. And I know you had mentioned you were on a time limit. I know it's pretty late for you. I never do spaces that late. So your hats off to you, brother. I appreciate you coming on today.
Ah, man,
Um, but-
I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. This is what I live for, man. This is what
oh
I live
yeah.
for.
Yeah. No.
Conversations about crypto. Holy.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, you don't get it. You don't get it that often. When people that are super passionate and that have been studying for some time now. So we have the fear and greed index. This is the chart that I show pretty much every show. We're actually down at 39, which is absolutely insane. This is like bear market levels of
39.
fear. Yeah.
We were in
Or
greed. We were in greed yesterday.
yep. I think
Hey,
we're at
come on,
50
boys.
something.
Hey, bull market time, boys.
Look at this. Look at this. We were at 55 on Monday. Our last
That's what I
show,
want to
55.
see.
Look at that.
That's
We
what I
dropped
want to
like
see.
15 points right here, almost down to 40. Absolutely insane. Like, this is literally bear market levels right here. Come on, you guys.
Wait, no,
Um,
Apex, brother. Bitcoin's moved 4% down.
I know.
All right. Hey.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, a lot of people just don't understand how significant this is in terms of the fear and greed, and we're still at like 60 something thousand. Like, absolutely insane. Postmaster.
I've got a
What's good,
theory
brother?
with fear and greed. Sorry to butt in.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I've got a theory. I don't think it's based on who's buying and selling. I know technically it is, or fear. I think it's more of boredom, how I see it.
Yeah.
So, for example, it goes up in one day. We also keep track of it on our stream as well.
Yeah.
I think like these waves here. One day we'd be down 2% and be back down to like 20 on the fear. One day we move up 3% and we're back up to like neutral. And then one day we're back down. I think it's just boredom, you know. I think it's we're down here and then we go up again. Oh, okay, maybe is this it? And then it goes down again. It's like, okay, so we're just down here again. I don't think it's really, I'm scared to buy. I think it's more of, this again. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
And a lot of the boredom is that emotional state where people just sell, they're going to leave. Sometimes it leads to fear. But the more that people are like, hey, I need it. I need price to move. Like that, just that word of a need, not just a want anymore. Like the moment that you start thinking like it has to move, I want it to move, like that kind of stuff. That's where it's like, okay, I'm gonna make an impulsive. This is like an impulsive aspect. Like, how impulsive is the market gonna be? Am I gonna just say, hey, I'm going to stop the bleeding here. I'm going to leave. I'm going to stop for a bit. And then it pumps. Am I going to ape everything up here? Right. It's just basically the emotional state. That's just kind of how I look at it. Not necessarily fear or greed. Just, hey, like, how much am I max bidding here? Am I max bidding down here? Basically, it's a simple question, right? Am I going to max bid up here or max bid down here? And
Yeah.
historically, these are bear market levels for fear, if you want to call it that. We're basically at that level, literally 40s, 30s down here, even 20s. We even hit the 20. We had 20, almost 26 or 25
Yeah, we
back
were at we were at
like a month ago.
yeah, we actually were at bear market like lows.
Yeah,
Like then we met like an all-time high for the year. I mean
we did.
all-time low
Yeah,
in terms of fiat. Yeah, I
yep,
thought so.
we did
I mean that's what I
a
mean
month
if
ago.
it's literally just I mean I'm so glad that we've gone with we're back down in fear.
Yep,
I'm so happy. Holy, that's what I've been wanting to see. So
yep,
no
yeah,
matter where
brother.
we
Yeah,
go, boys, we're in fear. That's what you want to see. No matter
yes.
where we go.
Basically, the higher prices, you don't want this to track 100% with price. You want this to be as low as possible and price to be as high as possible. That makes me so excited for Wave 5 personally. And if it does happen Q4, again, you guys have to be super mentally prepared because I'm literally dedicating as many days as possible to make sure you guys are up to date with what's going on and are super level headed again. Speaking from experience, I have FOMOed into tokens. Not that many because I tried my best to keep emotions in check over the last year or two. It was really during the bear market that I got a little bit concerned. It was literally about a year ago when I did that. But ever since I haven't made a single loss on a single trade. Maybe I'll start once we actually get Wave 5. Maybe I'll start posting some trades. It's just for me a big motto of the show is obviously not financial advice. Like I want
Yeah.
everyone to be fully up to date with what's going on and educated, but you have to make your own financial decision. I don't want anyone saying, "Hey, IPEX, you said this about this token." Like I'm bullish on price action. Ultimately, a lot of the utility, a lot of the if you want to call it revenues and future promises, a lot of it's just BS. Like almost no one is actually building anything in this space. That is
Yep.
why ultimately memes are going crazy because life is hard, life is tough. Something silly as a meme, like a GameStop AMC, any of the dog coins, whatever, like something silly is simple enough to understand. And it's like, it's distracting in a way from the harsh reality of the macro, if you will, of what's going on in the world. Like, I get it. I get that. And some companies trying to promise the world or trying to change the world, even that's not as catchy anymore, unfortunately. Even if Hedera is going to do incredible things, which I believe it will, that's why I'm here. That's not as catchy as something super flashy, like or distracting, if you will, from reality as a meme token. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And memes, unfortunately, and fortunately in certain ways for exposure, I do fervently believe that whatever memes that exist on Hedera right now that do have communities forming, that are building foundations, that have been showing up, I personally believe those are going to run the hardest. Again, not financial advice. Find the memes that you resonate with. Find the memes that you think other people are going to get in them early. Obviously, you could talk about utility tokens all day long, but of course, memes. I don't know a single utility token on Solana that's pumping apart from like the dexes, right? Which I don't consider the dexes that, right? The dexes are always going to do their thing, just like Uniswap, Jupiter, whatever, right? Saucer Swap at this point. We have HSuite. We have a few dexes here. What do you think, brother? I know it's a little bit outside of TA, but in terms of just speculating on various tokens pumping, what I've seen personally is the memes. Memes run the hardest on any chain. What do you think?
Yeah, so I tend not to look at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just know there's someone sitting there when it's happening, saying, "Right, I've got £100 here. I'm seeing everyone else make so much money with £100, with like £1,000. Surely I can flip this £100 or
Yeah.
dollars." But what you really need to know is there's a reason why the same people consistently win in the memes.
Yeah.
It's because they're in private groups that you can't even pay to get into.
Yeah.
And they just tell each other to pump it. That's what they do. So just know that £100, you might get lucky one time, but if you make any money from that £100 that one time, you'll lose it again on another one.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against them. I've really got nothing against them. I think the next cycle, when I do have some extra liquidity to just throw at coins like that, then I think that's just something fun to do. But I wouldn't do it unless you're happy with the bags that you've got in your main assets.
Yep.
Like just think like I know everyone's in this space for 10x gains, but man, 100% is 100%. Like,
Yep.
depends on how much you've got in, obviously. But like, whatever happened to like a 10x being something that's like amazing? You know what I
Yep.
mean? If I get a 10x, mate, I'm doing backflips, mate. If
Yep.
I get a 10x on one of my coins this cycle, I'm doing backflips. I don't care
Yep.
about 100,
Yep.
100x, 200x. I
Yep.
really don't care.
Yep.
As long as I can, like I say, take profit. I don't care if it's £1, $1. I don't
Yep.
care. It's better than what everyone else is probably going to do. So,
Yep.
yeah, I think people need to. I think we live in a. Oh, well, I know. We live in a very hyper everything. So you go on social
Yep.
media, you see the top 1% of men, 1% of females, top 1% of cars, top 1% of wealth. You see it all. You can't really escape it. So I think people's concept of money and like yearly earnings are just so unrealistic at the moment.
Yep.
Like just Google the average wage, the average income of someone middle age in your area, and you're like, okay, I can make that. And if you do make that, and it's something like I don't know what it's like over in America, but are you in America?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so I'll say like, is it like $30K, $40K? Just basing that
Last I
on
checked, it's like probably around 40 to 50 in that range, maybe a little bit higher, depending
40 to
on the
50.
demographic, I guess.
Yeah, so let's say people in crypto, if you're in this call right now and you're in your 20s, you're 21, right, and you make 30K dollars, $30,000, right? I hope and pray you make that. And if you make that and you see everyone else making a million, 8 figures, 7 figures, just realize that you are like 22, 23. You just made that nearly the average wage of a middle-aged person. And like, you haven't got to go somewhere, and you haven't got to go out do physical labor. You've been smart enough, you've been wise enough to invest in something. I'm not going to say you got lucky because you were in there at the right time, but just understand that you should be so grateful that you can even wake up in the day and like walk around. You know what I mean? If you take any money out of this, just be grateful. I don't care how much it is. You're doing better than most people. I don't care what they say online. You are doing better than most people. You should just be grateful. You can eat, sleep, breathe. You know what I mean? Just be grateful for that kind of stuff. Anything on top is just extra. So, yeah, in terms of meme coins, and you're chasing 1,000 X's, chasing 10,000 X's, a million X's. Okay, it might be fun, but just realize that is gambling. That's not investing. I'm sorry, I'm rambled. What
No, you're good. You're
I
good.
think I answered the question, did I?
Yeah, no, you did great, and I think that mindset, just being realistic, being rational. I keep saying this as well, like, and I completely agree with the gambling mindset as well. Like, if you are shooting for more than 5, 10x, whatever, and a lot of these tokens, altcoins. That's why I keep talking about alt season, which is what I'm about to show you guys here right now on this chart. We talk about Bitcoin dominance here almost every day as well. Being reasonable, realistic, rational, all these kinds of words, just being super level headed about where the market is, where it's heading, and understanding the risks involved with straight up gambling, like going for the meme coins and really investing in any meme token for that matter, in my opinion, is gambling. I think investing something like an H bar, Bitcoin, whatever, I think there's a lot less risk in various aspects. Obviously, we can unpack that further, but layer ones, a lot of the main tokens are probably less riskier comparatively to just a straight up meme. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But of course, the risk, with more risk, there's more potential for reward. But that's essentially gambling. So being super level headed about that as well. And if you are, like as Yam said, in profit, be super realistic about when you should be taking profit off the table. That is going to be the make or break. Between, even if you did make a 10x, back when I first started, I'll be honest, I don't really talk about this, but my first, in the beginning of 2020 going to 2021, I actually, anything I touched, anything I bought, I started with, like, I don't know, like a little bit of the extra savings I had. I had just came out of college, I had just graduated, I had a couple thousand, and I threw it in the market, see what happened. I literally turned it into, like, oh my gosh, it sucks to talk about because I'll never forget it. My goal was to turn about 3,000 into 25,000, and I turned it almost into 30,000. So I met my goal, but I had no idea what a bear market was. I had no idea I had no idea what was going on in the market. I round trip most of it. I will be honest. I took a pretty decent loss in terms of just round tripping, but I was up. I still was up like 4 or 5x, but I could have been up like 10 to 15x, right? And so understanding, hey, like, and obviously I was new, so I have to go and teach myself, right? I have to go educate. I got to find people that know what they're talking about, that kind of stuff. That's why
Yeah,
I stress it so much. Like, if you do not know what's happening in the market, find people that know and have experience. And then I just dedicated, once I saw like, okay, well, I could have had that much, but then I kept whatever I could and just kept it in stables and waited. Patience, because I was super emotional too, because I was like, wait, how can I make like more than what I make in a year, or more than what I was making in that year specifically, and and do this? And then how often, like, it's like addicting almost. So you're like, you get super excited,
yeah.
you get
I've been there,
hyped,
man.
you want
I've
to
been
chase it, right? And it's like, oh my gosh. And then literally, so funny enough, the story that I'm telling you guys right now was like right around here. And literally it was up only, and then boom, everything crashed literally within
there.
you're like literally within 6 months, H bar hit its all time high. H bar was at like 50, 60 cents at that point. I was still buying. I bought a little bit at like 50 cents. So, yeah, in terms of round tripping a lot of the stuff, obviously wrote it down to 3 cents. Pretty much anything H bar goes up at this point, I'm in quite a bit of profit, to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest. But that's most people that have stuck around for years at this point,
yeah.
right? We're coming up on year 5, and a lot of people just want to know. And like I said, the difference between like a 5 to 10x or even more, not only is extreme because this space is exponential, it is logarithmic. Can't say that word. You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, and
I know what
and
you mean.
it's not linear by any means. Like a 5-10x can scale so fast, even greater, which I don't want to put in your head, but it can if you play your cards right, and being super patient. Even when sometimes, even with Bitcoin, if it does do another 5, 10, 15% drop or whatever happens, if you're willing to just kind of wait, be patient, understand where we are in the cycle, I think you're going to do pretty well, and outperform the people that are going to just trade on impulse, on emotion as well. So, yeah, I appreciate you, brother. If you want to share any, maybe some final thoughts, I am going to touch on the Bitcoin dominance here as well. I don't know if you want me to do that before I
I've
kick
got
it
the
to you.
dominance literally up on my screen now.
Awesome, awesome. Do you want me to kick it to you, or
Yeah, I'll go
yeah?
through.
Okay,
Give me like 5 minutes. I'll
sure.
round up everything I was going to talk about.
Yep.
I can do it pretty quick anyway.
Yeah. No
Um,
worries.
and then if you want me back on for another time, I can do it in more detail. What I will say is, if you do want to hear more from me, me and my partner did a full breakdown of.
Yeah.
Sorry to that plug, but if
No,
you want
you
to
no.
know,
Go ahead. Go ahead. I do want you to share. You can share on your screen if you want to talk about it a little bit. I do want people to find what you're working on as well, brother.
yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'll link if anyone wants to follow me. I'll link it on my page.
Okay.
We did a full stream. It's like 2 hours long, going through all this now
Awesome.
and more. So we put it on YouTube, so you can go watch it. If anyone wants to follow me, I'll link it on my page after this. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance is something that I think everyone should be looking at the moment. I haven't got this chart on me at the moment. Have you seen the safety trade? Have you seen that
Love
safety
it.
trade dominance?
No, go ahead. I'm not familiar with that term. Maybe it's something I am familiar with though. Go
You
ahead
probably
though.
yeah, you'll know. Safe to trade is it's Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum dominance,
Oh,
Tether
gotcha. Yep.
dominance,
Yep.
USDC. Yeah. So just that chart, if you put all of them together alone, I know my mate Joey's got it. Put all them together alone, it looks cooked. It looks
Yeah.
finished, and
Yeah.
that is like a full blown. That'll be your dirty alt season. I personally believe we're going into a 2017 cycle, based off
Oh
many
wow.
other things, mainly outside of crypto.
Dang.
But yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance here. You can see we've got a massive weekly bearish div.
Oh, you know
Um,
what? Let me add your screen. I had my screen up here. There you go. Should be good to go.
yeah, so we've got a massive weekly bearish div here.
Yeah.
If you see any charts, this is the kind of area that you should have a massive touch of before breaking out to it. So this is your prevailing resistance. This is your bear market resistance, you could say. You see 4 taps. We tapped it 1 time, and that was it. So me personally, at the least, I'm expecting a pullback to these levels. Now,
Wow.
if I'm going to put money on it, I'm saying pushing down
Oh
towards these levels.
man. Wow.
But
Wow.
just technically, and I can show you the exact same with gold. Just technically, these are the levels that technically we should be reaching. Just
Wow.
for a pullback, and if it's going to be a bullish
Yeah.
continuation from there, then it's going to
Yeah.
be a bullish continuation from there. But we just to secure a healthy pullback of market structure, you're looking for a pullback to these levels. I'll show you the exact same with something like gold. So gold at these levels, in my opinion, we've completed a full move here. We've got the weekly bearish div, which has been cooking since April. But if you see what I mean here, so this whole
Oh
resistance,
man.
bear market
Yeah.
resistance, we've never
Yeah.
actually retest before we
Yeah.
broke out, as you can see. So at the minimum, I'm seeing a pullback down to these 2,000 levels on gold before we
Yeah.
can do anything.
Wow.
And you can see it with something like a full move.
Yeah.
There's your full move there,
Yep.
which is that. And then in terms of this recent move, that's your recent move there. You got your bearish week. You got your weekly bearish div there. See what I mean?
Yep. Yeah,
These
that's actually
levels.
perfect. So I'm glad you explained this part. If you don't mind jumping back to the Bitcoin one, that's exactly what I wanted to touch on next. So you teed it up perfectly.
What, jump back onto Bitcoin
Yeah.
dominance.
Yep. So super fascinating. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, but everyone on the show, if you guys have been tracking along, this is exactly what I said. Like 1,000%. If you don't believe me, just listen back to last Wednesday's show, last week's show, any of our shows. Really, I talk about almost every day. All right. So see that dotted line, if you don't mind pointing to it, where it shows the arrow going downward. So what percentage is that on the right there? It's like 47%.
Yeah,
So
47. Yeah.
really quick, I'm going to kick it back to my screen here.
Yeah.
I want to show everyone something here. So I'm going to throw it back on yours really quick as well. But you mentioned a 2017 pump. So basically at the all-time high here, Bitcoin went all the way down in dominance. Again, if you guys aren't familiar, this massive bluish purple color is Bitcoin's dominance, basically how much of the market Bitcoin takes up as the overall index. So at the overall peak of the bull run, altcoins are at 51%. Bitcoin was at about 36, 32%. Now, recently in the 2021 market, Bitcoin was at about 40%, varying 38 to about 40%. 40, that was one part, 44%. So about 44, I said you want to see Bitcoin down in the mid to low 40s. Before I'm considering alt season essentially to be in, and then of course it says others, which would be that 31% for altcoins. Which, if we look at this chart over here, I'll kick it back to you. Yeah, that 40, I think it was 46, 47. I gotta zoom in here.
Yeah, 47,
45. That's almost exactly the pullback you're talking about. That's almost exactly the pullback I've been talking about with the Bitcoin dominance for all
yeah.
season, which is insane. But that's exactly what. And then you said 2017, which would be that further drop all the way to the bottom, which would put us at that 30, low 30, mid 30% range, which would basically
Yeah.
mean altcoins would be absolutely insane at that point. So I would love to see that personally,
Yo,
but
let me
yeah,
show you
that's
something. Let me show
insane.
you something. You mentioned others then. You mentioned the others dominance. Have you seen the others dominance chart?
No, show me. I've only looked at this chart on CoinMarketCap, but I can only imagine what it's looking like.
Brother, look
Oh
at this.
man.
He's in
Oh
the
my gosh. Look at that. Oh dang. Let's go.
every single time we've
Yeah.
so if you see this whole the RSI,
Okay.
every time it comes to this oversold
Yep.
area,
Yep.
you can see what happens. I've
Man.
just highlighted the main ones here. Every single tap. I
Yeah.
was saying on stream the other
Hey.
day. I was saying if bears really wanted to take control, they would have done it down here.
Yep.
This would have been the area where they would have gone like, okay, we'll rip that.
Yep.
But yeah, have you noticed all the similarities between the 2017 cycle and now? Have you noticed anything?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the cycle that I've been really eyeing. And I keep
Bro,
talking about it with the gray, but go ahead. Go ahead.
it is weird, man. Just
Yeah.
stuff outside of crypto, like the Russell. I mean, like the Russell 2000.
I haven't tracked it, but I'm familiar with basically my thesis was whatever's about to happen is going to be reminiscent. I don't know if you agree with the COVID crash. I think basically going into this next play, basically the top of 2019, I think that could look. Unless you mean the top for, you mean the top of 2017, or are you talking about the top going into 2021?
Nah, I'm talking. So in 2016 and 2017, we've so many crypto charts are playing out the exact same. So
Yeah.
you got something like XRP, Litecoin,
Yep.
those kind of things. But just the macro stuff. So like the Russell. So that do you know what it is though? Do you know what the Russell is?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
it's one of the stocks.
Yeah, so you've got the S&P, which is your top 500 stocks. You've
Yep.
got your Russell, which is your small caps. So 2,000 small caps put together.
Right.
It's one of your indexes. It's your main index that calculates risk on. So we've never had a bull market ever in crypto without the Russell being in all-time highs. Never. We've never ever had it. Right?
Wow.
Get this. So 2016, 2017. So I'll build it up first. So the Russell has always followed the S&P and the DJI, the Nasdaq. So when they break out to all-time highs, the Russell always does at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other time it hasn't done that is this time in 2017.
Wow.
The only other time. So
Wow.
that gave us our biggest bull market we've seen. That was if you had any altcoins in the top 100 or top 50, correct me if I'm wrong, it was
Yeah.
a 70x on average return
Yeah. It
compared
was
to
insane.
2021, which was on average, if you bought the top 50, a 7x return. So
Yep.
we're talking a massive bull market. There's so many similarities. I think me and Joey have made a full video on it. A full video. It's that long because there's so many similarities with the 2017 cycle. I won't get into that though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're waiting for the Russell to come into expansion. So here I've got Wyckoff accumulation schematic. This is with the spring phase.
Yep.
We're currently at the SOS. We're just shy. I think we're
Yep.
4% below the 786. Yeah, for
Wow.
3.7%, which is the final retracement. And
Yep.
then we're talking new highs from there. And I've got it marked out on here, which is my expectations. I'm talking anywhere between 2,700 to 3,400 is my kind of estimation on this one.
Dang.
But what you need to see is we're slowly building up.
Right.
It's called bullish accumulation, and
Yep.
we saw the exact same thing here. This is just bullish accumulation at retracements,
Yep.
and then you just let it rip. And it's even better because this is your distribution schematic here.
Right.
And we're currently accumulating in
We're
the
at that level.
distribution
Yeah.
schematic. That's
Yep.
like dirty. This is gonna be I could talk for hours about everything.
And it looks like Bitcoin's chart. It almost looks it looks so similar
Lit,
to the Bitcoin chart, literally.
it literally I've got
Yeah.
a post on my Twitter
Yeah.
where I put them all over each other.
Yeah.
And it
Oh
just
man.
shows it perfectly. Let me see if I can do it right now for you.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh man.
There you go. Take off at the same
What
time.
did I say? Yep.
Yeah, we correlate with the Russell so
Yeah.
much.
Man.
Yeah, I've got to go in like 5 minutes. Can I just show
Okay.
you two more things I think is very
Yeah,
interesting?
brother. Yeah, and then of course, you mentioned for people to just go on your X account, right, to learn more.
I literally spam post charts all day. So if anyone wants to I eat, sleep, breathe this market. So if anyone
Yeah.
wants to message me in the comments, ask for anything,
Awesome.
I'll always message back.
Let's go.
Just two things, maybe three, that I think is very important at the moment is everyone's talking about gold to Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and the fact that gold is still making new highs. I've just shown that I think we're on the verge of the gold breaking down.
Yeah.
I think we've got maybe one more pump, a little fake pump, and we'll be there. Just in terms of how Bitcoin compares with gold, I see it misused all the time. I see a lot of people saying when gold goes up, Bitcoin goes down. Yes, you're right on a longer term, but they actually move very much the same until
Yeah.
they decide to go separate ways. So you can see we always find the bottom at the exact same time. Always find the bottom at the exact same time. We bottom at the same time. We then move together. We move together. Gold will go vertical. Bitcoin will go sideways. And then when gold's finished its run, gold goes down and Bitcoin goes up. It
Wow.
inverts.
Wow.
So here, found the bottom for gold and Bitcoin. We go up together. Gold's been going vertical. Bitcoin's been going sideways. I think gold's topped. That means gold go
Wow.
down, Bitcoin. They
Hey.
between the
Oh,
cycles,
man.
they
Yeah.
tend to say goodbye and they
Yeah.
go their separate ways. And I've got
Yeah.
more stuff to back this up. So if we go onto the gold, this is gold to
Man.
Bitcoin. So this is gold compared to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up and gold goes down, this chart will go down. So this is gold outperforming Bitcoin, you could say. So if this chart goes down here, like I said it will, this is Bitcoin outperforming gold. Do you understand? Yeah.
Yep.
I know people you understand. Just people that maybe don't look at charts.
Yep.
So this is gold to Bitcoin in Wyckoff distribution.
Wow.
This is literally the most beautiful thing you'll ever see.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
This shows we are at our last legs here, and you may think, where's the proof?
Dang. Yeah, that's
We just
insane.
put the DXY chart right now. So
Yep.
this is the USDT dominance in the same schematic here, which this shows us that it's also going to be a big alt season coming. Take it from there. So this is the same schematic that I see on this gold chart, yeah?
Yeah.
I thought, where have I seen this before?
On the US dollar index. Look at that.
Hang on. I need to get it perfect so it lines up so I failed to copy and paste. Okay. Cheers, TradingView. Yeah, we've seen a full breakdown of it already on the DXY. So where we are currently on USDT dominance and gold is we're currently there. And we've still got another leg to come down to here, and DXY's got another leg to come down here. So this is all lining up for a massive,
Yeah.
I don't even 2017 style run, as you're saying, as we're both saying.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could talk all day on this. I'm gonna have to love you and leave you. If you want me on again, let me know.
Yeah, brother.
I'll come on anytime.
Awesome.
I'm always free.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do this again very soon. I want to talk more technical analysis.
Yeah,
but brother,
I've got
I
so much,
appreciate you.
man. I brought 3 pages full of stuff.
Let's go. Yeah, no, I can only imagine how much you have. And as I said, you guys make sure to shoot him a follow. I'm just gonna zoom in on your account here on X, Twizzy Yam Crypto. Make sure to shoot him a follow, shoot him a DM. And then where can we watch your shows? Where can we watch your recordings that you mentioned?
Yeah, so we stream on Rumble every now and then. It's in the bio, but we're gonna start streaming on X very
Awesome.
soon. Very soon,
Awesome.
just so we can. I think Rumble's a bit hard to. I think our audience is already on here if there is an audience. So I think it's a lot easier for people to come on X and just watch it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get it on there soon enough. But yeah, Ipex, man, I appreciate the time. I appreciate you inviting me on. This is my first time I've ever been invited onto anything. So.
Wow.
I really
Awesome. Yeah,
appreciate
I
that,
just
man.
saw your post. Yeah, I saw your post and you keep posting your charts. So something's working over there and it caught my eye over there, caught my attention. So yeah, brother.
I'll flash the H bar chart for you boys. We didn't even speak about H bar or so.
Yeah, let's do it. I know. We'll definitely have to unpack more H4 next time.
Yeah, we will do. But let me know whenever you want me on. I'll come on, man. Here's the H bar. Here's the source for you boys.
Let's go.
The exact same top to bottom formation from there.
Let's go. Awesome, brother. Well, appreciate you coming on. Make sure to shoot him a follow. As I said, you guys, let me share my screen just one more time.
Yeah. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for letting me come on.
Awesome, brother. Well, looking forward to reconnecting next time. Hope you have a great rest of your night, brother.
And you, man. Take care, brother.
Awesome, you guys. All right, give me 1 second to switch the background here. Yeah, it's always the hardest when our guest speakers come on and they gotta go. I always enjoy our conversations. We are over the hour mark, but again, make sure you're shooting him a follow. I saw his charts. I saw some of the alpha he was sharing. He was talking about H bar. Let me see if I can scroll through here really quick. But I think I very rarely find people that I take their TA seriously, and I just kind of did a quick sweep through his whole account recently in the last, I don't know, couple months. And a lot of what he's talking about is pretty spot on. And mind you, I hadn't really seen his account almost ever. So it just kind of came up on my feed and it was meant to be. So I invited him to the show and I hope you guys found a ton of value out of him coming up and speaking. I know I did. And it's great to have other amazing people coming up and speaking. So make sure to shoot him a follow again. And we're definitely going to have him on the show. Let me know what you guys think of the show here today as well. Postmaster, massive shout out to you, brother. Cannot wait for your upcoming fight in a week. We're coming up so soon on it. Shout out to the sellout as well on Kabila on the Candy sponsorship. I believe it's the highest sponsorship. So you love to see it. I cannot wait for you to take home the W. Massive shout out to you, brother, and all your support. As I said, you guys, Bitcoin dominance is still quite high. I believe it's going to come back down once it has its all-time high, as Yam was talking about. And the alt season that we're going to see is probably going to be the craziest, one of the craziest ones potentially. And as we saw in 2017, if you were here, it was this top right here at 51%. Absolutely insane. We have yet to see another pump like that for altcoins. We have not gotten that high. We only went to 33, 31%. So it's very possible that this all season isn't as strong as the ones before, or it's the strongest or one of the strongest ones we've had, like in 2017 going to 2018. So stay level-headed, be super patient, have an abundance of patience in this market. And I do believe you're going to do very well. You love to see the sentiment at the lowest points while price action is looking rather favorable, in my opinion. So let me go, since we haven't talked about the stochastic RSI, we're going to do that. And then we are going to wrap up today's show here. So give me 1 second to pull it up. Let it load here. If you're in the live stream, make sure to like and retweet the show. It is the best way to support our show here today. And of course, our show is sponsored by Gilmore_Estates, the GC token. Make sure to shoot them a follow, show them some love for showing us some love, sponsoring our show here today. Massive shout out to them and their tokenizing real estate on Hedera. All right, let me pull up the stochastic RSI. And friendly reminder, if you are interested in sponsoring our show, shoot me a DM at IPEX Trades on X. All right, let's see what we're cooking here on the 1 month. And what's really fascinating is the more I've found people that are just kind of knowledgeable and have been studying this market for some time, they don't trade the 1 week, they don't trade the monthly, or they don't trade the daily, they don't trade the weekly. They mainly look for the monthly, just as I'm doing. And we're really looking for that cross. Look how close we are in October. This is barely the second day, but you can see, I don't really have to spell it out for you guys. You can see it here, clear as day. We are getting so incredibly close the pressure's on, the pressure cooker's on. We're getting so incredibly close, and until we see that blue cross up over the orange, I'm going to be screaming it, absolutely screaming it from the rooftops. Make sure you're in your altcoins. I personally don't hold much Bitcoin, but there is DeFi and Bitcoin. I'm not trying to show the Bitcoin ecosystem or whatever, but they do have runes. I picked up some back in the halvening. I wish I would have waited. That was like a slight FOMO play. I think I could have done better if I just waited a little bit. That's just kind of how all these events go, right? When everyone's FOMOing, getting excited, the happening, whatever. The moment that all that is, it's a blow off top. You can't really get any higher than that. I knew it. I just still really just kind of grabbed it, but I still have my runes, still doing my thing over there. The moment Bitcoin takes off, I believe that ecosystem is going to do well. It's DeFi for crying out loud. So DeFi does its thing. I'm excited for that, but my main attention is still going to be in altcoins, particularly HBAR, as I mentioned, meme tokens, some utility tokens, but I just know that they don't have as much room, at least in the short term, in terms of attention market, because memes just have a way with building community. People get excited. People love to speculate. This entire market is highly speculative. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Most of this market is run off speculation. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. They are lying to you. All right, let me let me show you guys really quick. So again, Bitcoin has not broken down below 53K at all. We have not seen that yet, even as we lose more momentum, still consolidating. That is super bullish. And then, of course, we have not broken above this 73K level either, 74. So we want to see basically anything in the middle here is kind of irrelevant. We have had, in terms of price action, until we break above or below, that's really going to determine basically the next, either the blow off top or, which is what we talked about today, or waiting to next summer at some point for momentum. The RSI will look kind of like this. So again, just really waiting to see what happens. We're still trading literally in the middle, even with the crazy breaking news, whether it's the striking in America, Iran attacking Israel again. I mean, there's so much happening, right? Elections about to happen, and we're still right in the middle. And Bitcoin's really high on dominance. Like everything is just like the craziest pressure cooker I've ever seen for a bull run. BlackRock's still buying, MicroStrategies, like everything that I'm looking for personally on indicators is lining up to be the most insane blow off top we've ever seen. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if Bitcoin's topping out at 78K. I don't know if it's going to go to 150K, 140K. I think that's the next level that makes a lot of sense. If we go way beyond that, obviously your altcoins will do like HBAR, regardless of anything the governing council or anything retail does. HBAR would just naturally makes a lot of sense to go up to $1 or more, just based off of whatever price action Bitcoin does, depending on how high it goes. If Bitcoin obviously doesn't go crazy high outside of maybe 80, 90,000 or 100 HBAR, unless we have some crazy news or something crazy happens that'll put us in the top 10, I still think about 60 to 70 cent range. I said publicly about 72 cents, 73 cents is where I'll probably take most of my profits unless we are in the top 10. I think that just makes a ton of sense. And I mean, that's pretty solid too. HBAR's at what, like 6 cents or something. So 72 cents is like a 12x from here. If a 12x isn't good enough for you, I mean, maybe find a different token or something, or buy memes or whatever, right? Like I said, all your DeFi tokens will probably run harder than HBAR. Doesn't mean I'm going to be all in on them, but I'm going to have a decent bag of each. That's my goal. I'm just waiting for this to play out. I'm not going to make any big decisions until I see this happen, because if we do have a crash below for a little bit going into next summer, a lot of your tokens are going to do worse. If you think they can't get worse, they can. I'm sorry to say that, but they can. And we just have to wait to see. But the moment, if that were to happen, whatever rally we happen will be so freaking explosive. It'll be absolutely insane. And then people are going to get hype, mania, FOMO, and be like, oh, this is actually the bull run. And then it's over. And if you didn't take profits, you're going to round trip just like I did back in 2020, 2021. So don't be that. Don't do what I did all those years ago. Learn. That's why I'm also talking about this, so I can stay up to date with what's going on and understand as much as possible. So this is years and years of just studying pretty much every day to be ready for this. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys absolutely kill it this cycle. So stochastic getting ever closer. I'm expecting a cross up or down in October at some point. I've been saying October will be the latest. So if it does go into November, obviously I'll let you guys know I was wrong, and if it happens in November, then it happens. I was off by however many days that was, but I'm still expecting it to happen in October. So still waiting, still watching, still seeing what's going on in the market. These are hammer candles at the end of the day. This one definitely is. This one's a slightly modified one just because the wick at the top is a little bit higher. This is the hammer. This means trend reversal to the upside. Same thing with this candle. This candle's literally like 48 hours old. So this candle's kind of irrelevant. Doesn't really mean anything yet. But as we continue on, let's throw up a weekly candle. Same thing though. Our current weekly candle isn't anything to look at because it's only a couple days old. But these candles are bullish candles. So the last 3 weeks have been bullish, but don't really look at the weekly too much. Weekly RSI, stochastic is looking good. The blue is above the orange. It's actually heating up a bit. Really fascinating wise. It has a pretty strong uptrend. I don't really look at it too much, but we have a pretty strong uptrend here. I think if we break a little bit higher on the weekly, we could actually see a new wave of momentum here because this is the last level of resistance here before we went down. So really fascinating here where we're at. Actually, I didn't even notice it on the weekly, but it's not the end all be all here. It's definitely the monthly that's gonna make or break this chart. Let's just look at the monthly one more time. Again, we're nowhere near the all-time highs of momentum. So until we get back up here, I'm not going to really be taking profits in Bitcoin, and then of course our altcoins, which follow after Bitcoin. All right, you guys. Well, let me know if you were here today on the show. Feel free to hit that button on the bottom. Let me know if you were here today in the live stream. I see Saucy Girl commenting here. Let's do this. Keep holding. It will happen. I appreciate you, Saucy Girl. I appreciate you, Postmaster, everyone else that's commenting here. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in today. Let me just throw up H bar really quick as well. See where we're sitting at. We're sitting at 44. Looks like we moved. I think we're at 45 the other day, Monday. A friendly reminder, we do host shows right now until I see an actual trend reversal. We're only going to do shows Mondays, and we are going to be doing shows Mondays and Wednesdays for the time being. So make sure to set your reminders if you do want to stay up to date with the latest market news. I haven't really been covering too much Hedera specific news. There is some stuff happening, but I'm not really, unless you guys really want me to cover it, I'll cover it. Not really a lot going on in the market right now, in my opinion, at least. And disagree, that's okay. But yeah, obviously we have our guest speakers, Postmaster, of course, the Karate Combat event. We'll definitely be talking about that as we get closer. Can't wait to see the fight. Can't wait to see what happens this upcoming events here. And it's awesome to see the community coming up and supporting. I know some people are asking who Postmaster is, and I'll be super blunt here. If you don't know who Postmaster is, I guess you're not really in Hedera. You've been living under a rock. He's been super active here. Massive. I can't give the biggest shout out to him. Been a massive supporter of our show, massive speaker as well, and a massive contributor. I think one of the most active people in the Hedera ecosystem, second to none almost. So yeah, if you don't know who he is, I think it's a bit late. He's been here for quite a long time now at this point, and has been active, super active. So if you bought one of those NFTs, I did yesterday, make sure to show it on X. Make sure to make a post and show him some love. All right, so we have the critical level down here. Let me show you guys really quick here. Let me actually make it bigger. So for Hedera, stochastic RSI, same thing going on with Bitcoin. Until we get the blue crossing up, that's when just the rockets are taking off essentially. So this 20 level also, if we continue to go lower, that means we're actually breaking down of momentum below 20. And until we actually have a cross up with the blue on top, that's actually going to be until we have to wait even longer essentially for alt season. This is going to cross when alt season essentially starts. So even if I don't even look at Bitcoin, I just look at this, and until we actually have the cross up, and we're about to break down below 20, which means we have to confirm above 20. We have to get enough momentum to go above 20. I still believe we're going to get down below 10. That's good because the lower momentum is, the higher price. And at the same time, the higher prices, same thing with fear and greed, same thing with Bitcoin, same thing with any token for that matter. The lower we get on momentum and the higher the prices, that means the higher price can actually go once we get a ton of momentum again. It's simple. It's logical. It just works. That's what happens. And again, for anyone fighting saying, oh, H bars are underperforming other altcoins, you can show me pretty much any token for that matter on the last year, and they're performing almost about the same, if not worse than Hedera is. Does it show the percentage on here? I don't see it, but it's about level over the 1 year. So does it show it? Is it maybe in the candles? It'd be weird if it doesn't show. Oh, right here. 2 points. So it's up 3% on the 1 year, which isn't amazing, but we're not in alt season, and we also had a pretty decent red candle just due to the latest events, Bitcoin pulling back. We're up probably, I don't know, closer to 5% or something or higher, minus literally the last like 2 days. We're still breaking even. A ton of other tokens that are basically not Solana are down 20, 30, 40, 50% on the 1 year. Absolutely insane. couldn't be me. Couldn't be me in those tokens. No offense to everyone listening that might not be in Hedera, but I think Hedera is doing just fine. We want to see it get into the top 10, and once we're in the top 10, I think it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. What's next? But we still need a lot more marketing. I think we're doing some amazing things with Karate Combat, of course. And if you guys missed our show on Monday, let me pull it up really quick so you guys can see my screen. What's going on here? Let me share my screen. You missed our show on Monday, the Hedera State of the Union. Click on it really quick for you guys. If you missed it, I will be. Oh wow, a bunch of you guys tuned in, huh? Shout out to all of you guys. But again, we had Brady, we had Tom, we had
between Brandon
Tyler. So I'm trying to mute it here. We had a bunch of amazing guest speakers, an incredible turnout as well. Shout out to everyone that came up to speak this is the first episode of the State of the Union. I basically want to make sure that people are up to date with the state of Hedera, what's going on. So I asked a bunch of questions. This was I guess this is where we got the most replays. I did condense all the interviews, essentially those 5 questions that were asked. So I did condense them. I will be uploading them to YouTube. Let me know. Do you want me to upload them to X as well, or should it be exclusively on YouTube? I'm not sure. I'll probably do both, to be honest, but let me know what you guys think. Let me actually show you guys a little tidbit of the show. So if you missed it, make sure to go back and listen to it, or just wait for me to upload it on X and YouTube, make a special post. So let me play it for you guys for a little bit here and just show you guys, if you missed Monday, what you're missing out on. Again, it's the pinned post on my X account. Let me show you guys. Also on desktop, there is a button right here that you can still, let me just show you guys really quick. You can literally just, it doesn't show, hold on. It doesn't show it on my screen, but it shows it down here basically. So let me show you guys a little bit of the town hall, State of the Union. All right, of course, right when I actually click on it, it doesn't work. So let me let me refresh the page. Again, if you guys are here in the live stream, don't forget to like and retweet the show. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. We have a bunch of subscribers on YouTube. Massive shout out to all of you guys tuning in on YouTube as well. Looks like a bunch of you guys have actually been tuning in live on YouTube. So if you prefer YouTube, make sure to go catch us on YouTube at the Web4 Roundtable. Literally just type in Web4 Roundtable. Also, feel free to leave a live comment as well down below. All right, let me change the banner really quick. I just realized I had it on technical analysis still. So this is just kind of the latest news. So this is we didn't really talk technical analysis in the show. It was mainly news and interviews. So and then this episode, I also broke down the governing council minutes as well. So if you missed that, make sure to go back and listen to it. So let me show you guys a little bit of it, and then we're going to wrap up the show here today.
Each bar that's in the account, and then how often that account is actually interacting with the network. So I was tracking this when I was at Hashgraph and trying to get some eyes on that metric as being a key metric, because it really it defines ecosystem accounts, people who are actively participating in this ecosystem that has network effects. It's typically applications that are interoperable with each other, or at the very least assets of those applications that are interoperable with each other. And so I see active ecosystem accounts as being a really strong and solid metric to be looking at. And yeah, there's things you can do to game that metric. There's things you can do to game any metric at the end of the day on chain, for better or worse. And then, you mentioned TPS as sort of the single metric that really Hedera looks at, and then the community has found itself really championing around is like the number of aggregate transactions. And I think it looks really nice. It's a powerful metric. It does indicate that Hedera has this level of scalability that you would want in a layer 1 network that is supposed to achieve mainstream adoption. But there's so many other aspects to TPS that I think are underlying that are really important to look at. And the core bit of that, I think, is about revenue and the breakdown of types of transactions that translate to revenue. Not all transactions are created equal. And if you break it out using, I think Hashpoint is a new data analysis for the Hedera network.
All right, you guys, I'll leave it at that. That was just a little taste of the show on Monday. Again, it is on my pinned. I'll leave it on my pinned tweet. I'm planning on doing those Mondays. It was like 7 a.m. for me though, so I was I'm not usually doing shows or anything like that pretty early. So make sure to go back, listen to the pinned tweet here to catch the whole show. It's also in my highlights. So if you missed any show, I just add it to the highlights. So again, make sure to go back. And then if you missed any of our shows at all, let me actually just show you guys the YouTube channel as well. We have quite a few spots where you can watch the show. It's mainly here on X, but of course we are on YouTube as well. So make sure to just type in Web4 Roundtable. Catch our live stream currently here. You just hit live. I actually haven't condensed any of the live streams yet into videos, but you can see here Hedera State of the Union, and just go back and listen to it on YouTube. We obviously have most of our community here on X, but our community on YouTube is growing. It's great to see. I think last week, a bunch of you guys tuned into the technical analysis. So it looks like technical analysis is definitely what you guys are interested in. Obviously, we want to do more of these State of the Union. So my goal is basically moving forward every other Monday, I should say. So not this Monday coming up, but the next Monday. Let me look at my calendar really quick here. I don't know what day it is top of my head. So this Monday is October 6th. So October 13th, I have a plan to do another State of the Union. Let me know what you guys think as well. What kind of questions? So make sure to watch it. Let me know what kind of questions do you want to see moving forward. Who should we be basically having on our panel? I think a couple people. I think 3 was pretty solid. I want a few more, but I think 3 is pretty manageable. I think it's a little bit harder to kind of coordinate and work through all the questions and give everyone enough time to. So I think 3 is pretty solid. So I'm really proud, really happy with the way the State of the Union went. Again, make sure to go back and listen to it either on YouTube or on X here. And again, it's pinned on my X account. If you haven't subscribed, you haven't jumped on our YouTube channel, it is in my bio. And then if you're not on our alpha chat, I keep talking about making sure that you're up to date with what's going on. Not every single play, not every single opportunity is going to be talked about on my show live. Once things really start to heat up, I'm really going to be focused on my community, my X, on my alpha chat. So in my alpha chat in here, you guys can see it every single time it flashes the new message. You can see how active our alpha chat really is. A bunch of you guys are super active. A bunch of you guys, especially when new tokens and opportunities come out, you're either messaging me to jump on it if I missed it already or help you guys out. So again, HBAR shows weekdays, and it's really cross-chain at this point to really start bringing in more people into Hedera. Weekdays, 5 p.m. EST, Monday and Wednesday for now. But once things start looking better, more bullish, we're definitely going to go back to Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. EST. Make sure to join our alpha group if you're not in it already. 3 NFTs, shoot me a DM. The link is in my bio. I'm really looking forward to welcoming more. We have about 80 active members, and I cannot wait for this full bull run, phase 5. And massive shout out to Yama here today for coming up and speaking. So if you guys missed any of the alpha here today, make sure to go back and listen to our show. This show has been sponsored by @Gilmore_States GC token, tokenizing real estate on Hedera. Again, our shows are recorded, so make sure to go back and listen if you missed any of the alpha. With that being said, I will catch you all later. Catch you all next week. If I don't see you sooner than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I know the world is crazy and everything's going on. You know what? I do want to show you guys this. Just kind of maybe give you guys a little bit of hope here. Give me 1 second. There's a post. Oh yeah, the Karate Combat 50 million giveaway, largest crypto giveaway of 2024. Make sure to go sign up, go check it out. Absolutely awesome. You love to see it. All right, there's a very specific post I do want to touch on. Oh, HBAR Foundry as well. HBARFoundry.com. I totally forgot about this. Like I said, there's so much news always happening. I miss a lot of it, but if you have a stream, any content, basically, HBARFoundry.com, make sure to go get them. It looks like they added me there Monday through Friday, but that's totally fine because we're going to go back to that anyway. So shout out to them. Much love to them. All right. Of course, Postmasters video here. I'll actually show that after this really quick. Give me 1 second here. Sorry for everyone. I might just skip here. I'm really looking forward to a very specific. Wait, maybe I didn't like it. I thought I liked it. Should have already been here. Well, basically, was it right here? Yeah, it would have been on here already. I thought I liked it. I don't know what happened. Maybe I bookmarked it. I don't know. But let me just show you guys Postmaster's video then. I didn't realize I had missed it. But basically, anytime that there's like major events like what's happening right now, essentially, typically Bitcoin drops like 5-10%, and then it rallies like 20-30%. So this could be what's happening right now in the world, how severe things are getting. This could actually be the next catalyst, essentially going into November with the elections, could be the catalyst for Wave 5, as we talked about today. So yeah, again, if you missed any of it, make sure to go back. Ton of alpha. All right, let me show you guys Postmaster video, and then we're gonna wrap it up here.
What's up, everybody? It's the Postmaster here from Hedera, representing Stickbug Token. It's my sponsors, my title sponsor, HSuite. If you guys are looking for developer tools over on Hedera, HSuite is #1. I also want to give a shout out to the Candy Machine. That crowdfund, that NFT was amazing, guys. Thank you so much for the art, the entire HBAR community. Woo!
Awesome. You love to see it. Postmaster absolutely killing it. As I said before, if you didn't know who he was already, I guess you're not really in the HBAR community, in my opinion. I don't know how you missed everything that he's been doing. I love the little Stickbug animation at the bottom of the video as well. I think Stickbug is a great meme. It looks awesome. You love to see it. All right, before I start getting into all the the rest of the HBAR daily news here, we are going to wrap it up here. We have plenty of alpha to talk about. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. I appreciate everyone tuning in today. Don't forget to like and retweet this show here today. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. Since Hashback's doing a giveaway, we might as well do a giveaway as well here today. If you're still tuning in, we have over 100 people here. So let's do it in honor of Hashback, in honor of Postmaster. We have our community giveaway wallet. So let's give away, I don't know how much a lot is, but let's say 1,000 Karate Combat tokens. All you got to do is like and retweet the show here today. And I'll do a Twitter picker after the show is over. So again, like and retweet the show. If you want to be entered, we'll do 1,000 giveaway, 1,000 Karate Combat giveaway today. So appreciate all of you guys tuning in here today. We're going to wrap it up here, and I will catch you all later. Peace, y'all.